Hey folks, Laura Tempest Zakroff here, and this is 6 Minutes of Witchcraft. Sound might be a bit funky. You're probably going to be hear the wind blowing outside my window because we're in the middle of a blizzard. So, great time to film a video, but what else do I have to do? So, today I'm going to talk about the evolution of my understanding of magic throughout my path and practice. And I want to talk to you about this because part of how I've come to this might be helpful for you and your own personal understanding of magic. And the other point is to acknowledge that your understanding of a concept is going to change. It should change over time the more you become familiar with it. Some things will be affirmed and other things will evolve. So let's set the timer. All right. So when I first started practicing, the most common thing you would see is that magic would be spelled with a K. And a few different ways of discussing this, but the primary reason that was often given was to distinguish it from stage magic, as in illusion magic, stuff that's done on stage for performance reasons and not for magical reasons and sense of ritual, of witchcraft, such things like that. Ties to Crawley, different things. You'll have that. We also had a variety of different ways of spelling magic. I don't really think I used any of them, but you'd have J's instead of G's, there can be Y's, there might be no C, but there'd be a K. So a whole variety of that, which to each their own. So we'll say that. And when I got back to being involved in the community, because I was on a hiatus for a while, and started writing books, like, are we still doing this, y'all? And, you know, around the 2014, 15, etc., so we're like, yeah, we're still kind of doing this. And I'm like, all right, I get this. And so you'll see that on Sigil Witchery, it says A Witch's Guide to Crafting Magic Symbols with a K. And with the liminal, I'm pretty sure I used the K. And then around 2018, I started going, and worked with Jen's Art of Reveler Press for the new Aradia, and part of that, she's like, no case. And they're like, all right. They have a little bit of discussion about that. I'm like, you are the publisher. This is fine. And I really, after that experience, went like, is it that important to me? And if you have read Sigil Witchery in here, you already know that by the time this was released, that I say in here, frankly, I'm not a huge fan of the word with or without the K. I think it falls flat in describing the process. So the word magic itself, to me, is doesn't really do the best job of describing the whole experience, and it's really loaded. It has a lot of different baggage and associations with it, depending on who you are, where you are, and what you understand. So you will find in the companion book that's coming out in October of this year, Visual Alchemy, which is A Witch's Guide to Art, Symbols, and Magic, there is no K in the title. We had a discussion about this. I'm like, nope. Let's just yeet that, because you know what? If I'm writing for you, the occult, esoteric, magical practitioner audience, y'all know that I'm not talking about stage magic. You know, right? You are picking this book up on witchcraft knowing that it's about witchcraft. I'm not going to throw in a poker trick on you or a magical orange trick. Okay, maybe I would. But it wouldn't be for the purposes of illusion, for stage, for theater necessarily, though theater can be a very important practice in magic and ritual unto itself. Slightly different concept though. So I feel like you don't need to hold on to that K so hard if your definition or your connection to it is, oh, I gotta differentiate it from the other thing, because other people won't know what I'm talking about. Like, we know what you're talking about. But everybody has their own personal reasons. Like, so because I did a poll and I asked folks about this, and there was a whole wide range of different responses. And like, it's your personal choice. So I'm just letting you know, my choice, I'm not using the K anymore, because it just, you know what I'm talking about. So that is that point. So that's the change in the books. The other thing about magic, and if you've watched a few of my videos, you know, I'm really emphasizing magic in the everyday. And this concept of magic every day is seeing the wonder, seeing those small connections. And there, I tweeted the other day about, you know, for folks who are like, if everything is magical, nothing is special. And I'm like, who hurt you? Y'all, who hurt you? Because you can find a sense of wonder about everything. And I think the confusion or the disconnect comes down to, if you look at magic as a word that describes, I don't know how this works. Like, if you say science, we know how it works, magic, we don't know how it works, then that is a perfectly legit way of looking at it. But for me, magic is beyond that. I know how my magic works. You can say there is a science to it, witchcraft, the science of spirits and understanding connections. And so it's more about, to me, magic is that influence and that interconnectivity. It is the unseen but not unknown part of my practice. And not all of it is unseen either. I mean, when you look at art, art has a magical sense of mystery. And still, the point of mystery, of revelation, of exploration, all of these, it's a continuing journey. And to look at some of the things that science has uncovered, and I talk about in Anatomy of a Witch, the memory of organs. Like, we think only our brains think, but our hearts, our liver, our kidneys, our stomach are all sending messages. I'm going to keep talking, timer. And that is amazing. It's science. We understand nerves. We understand communication that happens. Maybe we don't understand it fully yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not a place of wonder and, to me, of magic. And I'm going to keep referring to magic as magic until I come up with a better word. Which I also said in Situatory, until the day I come up with a better word. So in finding wonder in the everyday, to appreciate the small rituals, the small process, from a leaf to the smell of your coffee, to the sensation of going through a ritual, to cast a circle, to work with a stone, to meet with other people. All of these things have that interconnected, inspirational, those little tiny membranes of influence that really do make life magical. And I think this is part of having an embodied experience, is to be able to cherish those moments. And sure, there are going to be big magical moments where you're like, whoa, fuck, that was amazing. That was really a huge working of magic. That doesn't take away from those little tiny moments. And I think if you understand those little tiny moments and cherish them a little bit more, then it just adds more power to those big moments as well. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of at least how I approach magic, and maybe something for you to consider. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave them in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for when the next time rolls around. Or if I'm still snowed in, there might be more videos. So take care. Bye.